Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and today's video I'm going to be talking to you about trouble moving on. So sometimes breakups can be incredibly painful, and sometimes they can be incredibly difficult to move on from. You might feel pain from a breakup for years later, and it can be so difficult at times. And we can't stop thinking about the person that broke up with us. We miss them, we love them. And so in today's video, I have an email that is coming from a guy who's going through that. And he says, let me get into this email. He says, "Hey Craig, I really need your help and I don't know who to turn to. My ex and I have been broken up for just under a year. We have a little girl. Sometimes she likes to spend time with us as a family, and I thought that doing that would cause her to think about how nice it would be if we could be together. I recently found out she's dating other people. I still have feelings for her. To be honest, part of me still loves her and wishes we could work it out. I think she gives me mixed messages. Sometimes she wants me, and sometimes she doesn't. I've been watching your videos, and I see that she has an avoidant attachment style. She has good things about her, but they tend to outweigh... Oh, she has bad... Wait, let me start this again. She has good things about her, but the bad tend to outweigh the good. He put they bad and it threw me off. The bad tend to outweigh the good. I tend to completely overlook how she is distant and how she... This is why I hope you guys really look at how you write things to me in your emails, so it helps me. She doesn't even like physical touch. She is often very critical and self-absorbed. I'm not sure why I still love her, as she has done many things to hurt me. I watched your video, We Are Attracted to the Familiar, and I see that she is just like my mother and father. Now we see why he is so attracted to this woman. My mother is an anxious attachment style and my father is avoidant. My mother is unable to hear me and meet my needs like yours was because of her anxiety. That's right, he's paying attention. I've talked about that. My mom had a very anxious attachment style, and what happened is, because of her anxiety, she only could focus on soothing the anxiety first. So anytime somebody's anxious, the anxiety comes first. In other words, they have to deal with that anxiety before they can do anything else, because anxiety kind of puts you into survival mode. And so when someone's anxious, they're not thinking about other people. They lose empathy and they're just focused on their inner world and trying to manage their own inner world. So, let me go on with this. He says, my mother is unable to hear me and meet my needs like yours was because of her anxiety. Thank you so much for helping me see that. I have spent my entire life not feeling listened to, and now I know it's because my mother's anxiety made it difficult to hear what I need. I have a really strong attraction to my ex. And I know it's because she is so much like my parents. I think that's why I have such a difficult time moving on. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say during our Skype coaching. So first thing I just want to say is I'm sorry you're going through this. I know how difficult and painful it can be. And I think that you're really starting to get some awareness as to what's going on, because you mentioned that your ex is just like your mother and your father. And this is a huge reason as to why you don't want to move on. For you, your mind believes that you have found the love that you've always been looking for, because it feels exactly like the love that you got from your parents. And that's what love is to you. The love that you get from your parents is what love is to you. So we're always unconsciously drawn to people that are going to love us the same way our parents did. It feels very familiar to you. And so even though your parents didn't make you feel warm and fuzzy, that's what love feels like, the way they treated you. And so now you're drawn to people that treat you just like they did. So when we grow up in a family that doesn't know how to treat each other well, if we have caregivers that aren't attentive, don't validate us, don't connect with us, in order to survive, we tend to distort reality, because living in reality is too painful. So we have to say to ourselves, oh, I have a great relationship with my mom and our dad, or my sister, who I haven't seen in 10 years. Even though you might have been angry at them all the time, in order to survive and cope, you have to kind of distort reality for yourself and live in denial. By the way, denial is a very primitive defense mechanism, because you're literally denying reality. Think about that. If you have two conflicting things, let's say your mom beats you and your father beats you. Well, how does your survival of my parents love me match with the conflicting reality? So we often have to live in some denial and create some kind of distorted beliefs to cope and survive. So, when you don't deal with the issues that you had in your childhood, when you live in denial as an adult, you continue to date people who treat you the same way your parents did. It's called the repetition compulsion. Okay? You reenact things over and over again in order to try and understand it and figure it out. Here's the perfect analogy. You know Charlie Brown and Lucy with the football? Every time she puts the football there, he thinks she's going to hold it and he can kick it. He's fooled every single time. Got it? He keeps doing the same thing over and over again, despite getting the same results. He's hoping for different results. He's trying to understand what happened and what's going on. As far as your ex, people with an avoidant attachment style tend to be angry and get pretty nasty with you. Why? Because they haven't gotten their needs met. They've spent their whole life not getting their needs met. Their parents continually disappointed them. They probably felt sadness, disappointment, anger, confusion, neglect, all those different feelings from their parents. So, when you grow up in an environment day in and day out for years, that has a huge impact on you. And the problem is, we're wired biologically to connect with others and to want to connect with others. So, people with an avoidant attachment style are always in a very difficult internal struggle. Not trusting people, but wanting to be close to them. So, you're going to have to make a choice. You have to ask yourself, do you want to continue going after this woman when you know she has an avoidant attachment style and will likely continue to mistreat you? Or do you want to find somebody who's going to treat you better? I know from personal experience that you're hoping that she will change or that you can make her change. But I have to be honest with you guys. People with an avoidant attachment style really struggle to change. Believe me. I've looked everywhere on research and findings. To me, the results and the findings are really discouraging. And they have to really want it. They have to really want to change. And for them, it's like they have to hit rock bottom in a way. Like they have to realize that if they don't do something, they're going to be alone on the dance floor. But it often takes a lot longer than you can wait around for. So, also, I want you to understand, somebody with an avoidant attachment style, there's not a very good chance that they're going to change for you. Quite simply, they're not that attached to you. If they're that think about it. If it's that easy for them to walk away and they don't really want to invest that time or energy into the relationship, into you, into themselves, they're just not gonna do it for you. They're not even doing it for their own mental health, let alone for somebody else's that they don't even trust. Because remember, avoidant attachment style people just don't really trust people. So, I want to share something that you guys have a real difficult time seeing at the time of a breakup. But breakups are not necessarily a bad thing. Try to have the mindset that everything happens for a reason. And remember that this breakup is going to make you stronger. There's a great quote that I heard years ago that I love, and it's that weak winds don't make for strong trees. Weak winds don't make for strong trees. What does that mean to me? Well, if you have a tree that grew up with only facing a light breeze every day, when a strong wind comes along or a strong force comes along like a hurricane or a major storm, they're just going to get ripped out of the ground and destroyed. But if you've experienced that turmoil for a long time, you're going to really have those roots, and that's going to help you make you stronger. So, you can actually find a lot of good things coming out of a breakup and coming from a breakup. And if it wasn't for breakups, I wouldn't be doing this right now. I wouldn't be helping thousands of guys right now, every day. So, yeah, the breakup at the time felt devastating for me, and I felt like I was depressed and I was heartbroken. But I wouldn't be where I'm at right now, and I love where I am right now. And so I used my breakups to fuel me to become the best version of me. And I do it every day because I'm constantly driven to be better and better and better. And if you change your mindset into realizing that this breakup is going to make you a stronger man, and by sitting there and investing in yourself, watching these videos and learning, you're going to either reattract your ex or you're going to find somebody better. But either way, you're going to have healthier, better relationships because of this breakup. Now, if you like this video and you'd like to see me do more content about it, make sure you put a like on there so I know that you really enjoyed it, and to do videos similar to this in the future. Subscribe to my channel because I post videos Monday through Friday. And when you want to get my help personally, go to my website, askcraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I'm Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.